Hello and welcome to Burnham Bereavement Cafe online for February 2021. Well, it's about a year ago now since we had our Bereavement Cafe held in church. We had to stop doing that, of course, because of the pandemic. And actually, Burnham Bereavement Cafe online was born out of that. So we've moved to being an online community that's open to people. So if you know anyone who would benefit from this, then please do tell them and get them to apply to join the group. Now, in the Bereavement Cafe, we often use these little cards. And the cards are sort of discussion starters, really. They touch on things that are common to many of us. So one of them, for example, is, how do you feel when someone says, I know just what you're going through? Now, in my experience, the person who says that is trying to be really helpful. Yes, I know exactly how you feel. And yet also in my experience, and that of many people I've spoken to, there's something about that that doesn't quite sit right. And it makes you feel a little bit uneasy and sometimes even a little bit cross because nobody but you knows how you feel. And yet, at the same time, it's so helpful to be with others who've gone through a similar experience because you do know that there's some sort of fellowship between you. There's some sort of mutual understanding. So if I know just what you're going through isn't helpful, then I wonder what is. One of our other discussion starters is, what things do people say that you find helpful? Well, there's that song, isn't there? You say it best when you say nothing at all. And sometimes maybe we do want to just sit quietly with somebody. In the days when we could hold hands, having somebody holding our hands. But often there are helpful things that people can say. And there are perhaps things that we would like others to realise about our grief and what it's like. So finding a way to let people know what's helpful is good. I know I've recently had a friend die, and saying to my friend, oh, how are you doing? You know, in one way it sounds crazy. How are you doing? Well, not very well, actually. My beloved one has gone. But at the same time, it opens the door for people to be able to say how they are. How are you feeling today? Or maybe sometimes we can bite the bullet and say to our friends, today I'm feeling a bit strange. And often, of course, we can't even put into words what we feel like. One of our other cards that I've got here says, no one ever told me that grief felt so much like fear. And that's a quote from C.S. Lewis when his wife died. And I wonder, is that your experience? Like, oh, today I just feel a bit shaky, or, you know, I feel, I don't know, it's like I'm scared. I've got butterflies in my tummy. And I'm sure many of us do know that feeling as well. And then one of the other cards we have to consider is, who or what has given you comfort? And sometimes it's really helpful to sort of think back, particularly at those difficult times when that wave of grief hits us, to think, what gave us comfort? I have a friend who, when a robin comes in her garden, it gives her great comfort. There's something about it that speaks to her beyond it being a robin, but of it being a sign of comfort in her grief. I have another friend who likes to sort of go and have a cup of hot chocolate and just quietly sit and talk about their loved ones. Still another who likes to walk along the beach with the waves coming in. There are lots of things that give us comfort, and in the times when it's hard, it's very difficult to hold on to those. So perhaps we could sort of almost build a comfort bank. Think about things that have given us comfort, perhaps journal them. And in those difficult times, go to the journal and think, yes, there was that. We could have what you call a lovely box or a memory box filled with little things. Sometimes just holding a pebble can be comforting, something solid to hold on to, while we think about our loved ones and that grief that comes over. And I'm here talking to you, but actually, the people who help the most are the people that we are in contact with and talk to. That's why Bereavement Cafe works, because usually we come together and we discuss things and we either think, oh, that's a great idea, that really helped me, I'll hold on to that. So, same online, if there are things that give you comfort, or things that you would like people to have known about your grief, then please do join the discussion. Start a discussion and pop those things in, because as a community, we are supporting one another. We each sort of lean and buckle, but when we lean and buckle against each other, we are stronger and we're able to minister and care for one another. God bless you.